I have heard some people say that obviously, as Christians, we're not supposed to commit the big sins, being the Ten Commandments, such as thou shalt not murder, or thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not commit adultery. The big sins, what everybody would call the big sins. And they just say, well, obviously, we're not supposed to do those big sins, but it's impossible to not be jealous, or it's impossible to not have anger, it's impossible to not look at a woman and think she's beautiful and lust after her. It's impossible not to do these things. Jesus said that if you have hate and jealousy in your heart, that is murder. And that if you even look at a woman with lust, you've committed adultery with her in your heart. The small sins are the big sins in the eyes of Jesus. And these words are recorded in Matthew chapter 5. But I say to you that whoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment, and whoever says, you fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. And again, Jesus says, you have heard that it was said to those of old, you shall not commit adultery. But I say to you that whoever looks at a woman to lust for her has already committed adultery. Are you still committing the little sins? Because the little sins are just as bad as the big sins. Are you still committing the little sins in your heart and in your mind? Because committing the little sins is equivalent to committing the big sins. I just encourage you today to go to Jesus and ask to be set free from those sins, because the little sins will do you just as much harm as the big sins. Go to Jesus because he is able to break the chains and to set you free from those sins.